power, and sex. That's what this case is about. It didn't matter what obstacles she had to remove to get what she wanted. If it was a person, it didn't matter how. All I want is money, power, and I think I money, power. All I want is money, power, and I think I
Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty. Dated this 12th day of May, 2023, signed by the presiding officer.
They got the bitch. Hell yeah.
Hey guys. Well, while we're waiting on Crash to come in, I was going to talk to you guys about several things. One is we've got a new merch store going, and I'll show you some of that in just a minute. And also, the trial is coming to the fruition. We're going to know tomorrow if, well, exactly what her sentence is going to be. on a personal note, I'm just going to tell y'all what happened to me this week. And it got me real distracted from what I'm doing for a minute. I'm just going to tell you for free. Many of you know that starting next week, I was going to start working from home uh, and be working from home instead of driving 2 hours a day uh, to go to work through a bunch of traffic. And so I was real excited about it. We had a meeting maybe about a month ago, and we all sat down, and I told my boss, what I'd like to do, and he said, "We'll see how we can make that happen." I think that, shaking his head, I think it's a good idea. Whatever. Everybody there was like, "Wow, he, agreed to that. That's pretty cool." He didn't give you any pushback at all. So we've all been making our plans. I'm getting my Ethernet cord for my phone, and I'm going to have an iPad that had a camera so I could see if any in the lobby of the office, if anybody came in, I can hear them talk to them. It was not to be. I was very, very excited. So I work for an advertising agency and a newspaper, and I did work for an advertising agency and a newspaper. And we went to press, and my boss had been putting me up about, "Oh, we're going to do the schedule. We're going to talk. We're going to talk." So I went in to talk to him Thursday, and he said, "Well, this is not working out." Now, mind you, I've been working there for 6 years, no problems. So I was like, "What are you saying? Are you saying I'm fired?" And he would never say that I was fired, but he was saying that this was your decision because I had asked to, but we never negotiated it. None of that. We did not negotiate nothing. I did not give him so what do you call it, a letter of resignation. I never said I was quitting, and he would not tell me that I was fired. So I filed for unemployment. All that being said, this is going to allow more time for me to devote to difficult research. And so what I've told Krisha, and I'm planning on us hitting it real hard starting next week. And I'm hoping that you people, you guys, you difficult research will be up for maybe a couple of lives a week and some pre-records. And they'll be on different subjects. We'll try not to wear you out with the same thing, but talk about different things because it's very important to get justice for Tylee and JJ, that we do everything we can to not let this happen to other children. And so we're doing a lot of thought about what we can do to keep this from happening. And also we may talk about some other missing children cases and things like that. That's just, we'll have to see what happens. But all that being said, is y'all try to support Krisha, and the best way to do that is to hit the like button right now, subscribe if you have not, and also recommend it to your friends. Put it on your Facebook page, put it on your community page, recommend it to other people, because if we can grow our numbers and grow our views, then YouTube will be able to better support Krisha in this research to get justice for all the victims. So now what I'm going to do is I've put the link earlier for the merchandise in the chat, but I'm going to share our new merchandise page. Now, I haven't figured out a way to get it hooked onto, like, on the YouTube underneath, but I put the link to it. So we're working on getting it set up where it'll be smoother even. But and if you order things, make sure that you put your address in so that it's going to come to you and all that kind of thing. But here we go. I'm going to show you difficult researches new merchandise store. What about that, y'all? We got some products here. We got a KJ and the Ray bag. Love always wins. Look at there. We all love KJ. You can get a glass. I guess it goes back. You can get you a Satan taco cup. Never forget Lori Daybell's Satan tacos. It has over here, it's got a Love Always Wins and the difficult research logo. Let's go back and see what else we got. Also, we know that Tylee loved the sea turtles. And so I designed this. I know that Beach Bum loves the sea turtles too, so we showed this, and so you can get shoes. You can get the little shoes to go with it. So we got several new items here, and they make good gifts. We got for colder weather coming, we got a Satan taco. I guess it's a hoodie. Let's see if that's a hoodie. Never forget. Yes, it's never forget Lori Daybell's Satan tacos. So let's see what else we got. Hang on just a minute. So well, I've lost my dealy do here. So let's see what we got. This justice for Tylee JJ, and it says, "Hey neighbor, sorry." And it's got Lori behind bars with a bunch of numbers. That ought to be a real winner. There's Lori with her glasses on, showing how long she's going to be in there. That's way more than the rest of her life. And then it says, "Hey neighbor, sorry." Okay, so I hope that y'all will go to the new merchandise store and purchase some things, and I'm going to try to have some more things. Even I'm going to try to put at least 2 new things in the store every day. So that's a lot of things for you to choose from. And I'm going to try to have some artwork canvases too. So let's see what else is going. Let me unshare this. Here I'm back. And so I'm kind of bummed about not having the job that I had planned to do here at the house along with my other stuff. But I'm getting over it. At first I was crying, and then I was like wanting to break something, and now I'm past wanting to break something. I'm still mad, but I'm not wanting to break anything. and it's gonna be a good thing. It's gonna be a good thing. It's gonna give me more time to do the things that I need to do, and it'll be just fine. And let's see what else I can see. How would you if you think that you would be interested in seeing 2 lives a week from difficult research, put a 2 in the chat. Let's see. It's sort of our way of doing a little poll. Let's see if people are interested in having 2 chats a week. And like I said, if we do 2 chats a week, we will be changing up the subject and trying to interest y'all, because we've got to keep digging till we figure this out. It's very important. Charles begged people from January till they killed him to listen to him. Charles begged, and he has not stopped. He wants us to dig. He wants us to dig and find out. So the only way we can do that is to keep making videos and digging and informing people, because we got to protect these kids. Dang it. All right, here's Christopher Easton.
Thank you, Common. Yeah, I'm sweating, so it's cool in here, but you know, today's a bad day. Hard day. Today's a hard day. I don't know why. I can imagine what it is, but why? Why am I triggered today? You know, it's just so, it sucks. And so I appreciate you coming on and and you know,
Hey,
visiting with the community. And
I want to tell you something about one of the things I did see. I didn't see all of the stuff that went on today, because I know there was a lot of channels talking about a lot of things. But one thing I did hear come out of your mother's mouth was that the Mormon Church was culpable.
just like any other organization. I mean,
I'm just saying.
I think I caught the tail end of that one.
I'm just saying, and Larry too. They're like, you can't be going down and get a temple recommend by threatening the bishop.
They know
you're going to murder someone.
No, and then it's way more in depth than that.
Right. Also, the number of
it's the bishop and the stake president.
The number of times she showed up down there should have alarmed somebody.
Right.
You know. So anyways, you're beating it into people's heads.
That's what I do. It beats it in my head at the same time. So I'm hard-headed. It takes a lot. So
all right. I'm going to back. You want me to back out?
You're going to do the things from the, yeah, it's up to you. I'm just going to kind of, for right now.
Okay. All right.
I'll conjure you up. Bippity boppity. And then you'll be like, boo. Kidding. It's so good to see you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Part of me like wants to be there. Part of me is like, no, you don't. And then just everything in between. I wish I could say that it gets easier, but sometimes it's more difficult. It's too much. That's for sure. I'm feeling, that's what it is. I'm feeling, I have been so emotionally numb for so long. See how you guys help me? So much. Because it's like, I try to process things, but usually until I say them out loud, they're just thoughts in my head. When I say them out loud, you have to actually say them, think about what you're saying, and then it sinks in or it jogs my memory. And hi from Galveston, North Texas. Where did I see Galveston? Sometimes my mind puts stuff in there for me. But hi, it's so good to have you here. You did stop at the memorial fence. That's awesome. That reminds me, actually, I saw something earlier today. And I'm typing and talking at the same time. Watch out. It can happen. Don't you ever give up. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's probably better. Oh, crap. That scared me. Y'all can't hear what I just heard, but I clicked on a tab and it started. And I startle real easily. I hate that. Like on when you watch news, East Idaho News, that thing that goes, their little intro and outro, kicks my ass every time. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, let me look. I saw this earlier. I'm going to go to my history of my videos because it will be there for sure. And my Justin Lum is live now, but stay here. That'll still be there. That's what caught my eye right before I came on to see you guys. But I was not expecting to run across this. And I have a good idea who it's from. So this video may not be monetized once all is said and done. So I don't know how that works as far as like super chats. I don't know if like if you monetize it, does that mean you can get the super? I don't know. I don't know the stipulations or whatever. And I kind of, went over this earlier with Jason. Where the hell is it? Unless they already took it down. No, here it is. I think, nope. Okay, here it is. All right. Okay. So this song playing on this video is copyright, Of course it is. Anything cool is copyright. Oh, crap. How do I get out of here? Okay. Oh my God. I'm screwing things up a great deal, aren't I? Nothing new. Nothing to see here, folks. Shit. But what I'm going to do, I don't know what to do. I've been kind of battling this out. I could care less if I were monetized. I really couldn't. But then I'm like, but the reality of it is that it takes money to make money. It just does. Nothing. It don't pay itself. The apps and the streaming services. All those things, every little thing, and they all add up and they bust my ass. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to, unsubscribe from Lyft, and $9.99 comes out every month. I'm like, good God, I forgot. Oh, okay. They can claim your ad revenue for playing music, but they don't get. Thank you, Alex Erickson. She has a great channel, guys. Go over and check it out and subscribe to her. After, for sure, I've seen you throughout, but I've kind of been catching a few more of your live streams, and I love whenever you have, I think on here she shows up as Ward. I don't remember the names. It's all the time. There's so many things to remember in all this. But Jen Lou, she cracks me up. I love her humor. And if you can drop the channel name for her, maybe some of my mods can go and share your channel. I don't talk like it's a lot. Share the link to your channel and subscribe, and spread it around, guys. I mean, because it's interesting to get everybody's perspectives. For me, it is. It's been the most important thing throughout this whole thing, because I don't want to. With the research that I do, it's very dark. You know how your algorithm tends to get filled with the things that you look up, and then they just push more of that stuff your way. I try to keep it balanced because I don't want to just be cynical. I don't want to become an extremist. You know what I'm saying? And so that's not at all. It's important to me to get other people's perspectives, to see where I'm at and gauge. And just, it's a collective thing. Okay. The Ward case studies. Yeah. Thank you. And I'm so glad. It really makes me feel so just honored. Y'all had told me that, or was it? Yeah. That y'all got to know Charles and Tylee and JJ more through me. And that just, I was just like, that was the greatest compliment ever, because that's the whole point. That's the whole point. It's this is tough. It's tough because I want to share them with the whole world, and in the same breath, I want to protect them, and I want to protect my family from being used and exploited. And it's such a fine line, and it's so easy to just and it's hard. It's very hard. It's difficult. Difficult research, right? And yeah, like the whole Zav girl thing and the exploitation, and it's like, I'm dealing with this right now with other channels streaming the live stream tomorrow. Instead of supporting here or other family members, it doesn't, that's where I'm like, no, this is the same. It falls in that same file as, not, it's definitely not near as bad as sharing autopsy photos of a boy who was brutally murdered by his step monster. That's not at all what I'm saying. It's basically the principle. That's what I'm like, wait, what? How are you supporting the family? And if by the family you mean the whole family, then that's hashtag me too. That's me. I'm part of the family. But if you mean support the family, and that just applies to my mom and my dad, or other family members, then that's, anyways, it's just really difficult, because that's where I'm like, mm-mm. So you have East Idaho News streaming it. You have Hidden True Crime, Scott Reich, which, I mean, he normally did, but all these other ones did not. Well, besides East Idaho News, but just other channels, it's just like, if now if you don't know who I am, or you know what I'm saying. I'm just talking a whole lot. It's all on my chest, though. It's I'm just saying it. I want to stream it tomorrow. That's why we planned it, because I knew I wasn't going. I'm going to be watching it anyways. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I tend to nervous clean, I got to fidget, or that's how I was in the courtroom when they were showing day 2, just the pictures. And I got uncomfortable, and I know I couldn't just make a ruckus, and so I started just like digging and looking for my earbuds, any kind of escape, anything to stop myself from jumping out of my own body. It was very hard. But I know I can't escape it, but I'd much rather experience it with you guys through just reading your comments as it's going on. And I always come back, I can always come back and revisit it and know how I feel, but in the moment, I usually don't feel. I'm just kind of taking it all in. Then I process later. But I really do appreciate that you will be here. It really does. It really does. And I mean, I appreciate their efforts. Don't get me wrong. I really do. But it's just like, sometimes being on this side of it, of crime, so to speak, I would have never known this had I not experienced it, or am experiencing it. Then there's the whole fear of, what happens once this is adjudicated? Where are you going to go? Are you going anywhere? It's scary, and it's real, because you guys have been such a huge support for me and my family and other family members. You guys are great. Y'all are the best of the best. And I love you. I really do. That's genuine. And Jason does too. And we really do appreciate this. Me and my damn throat, right? Yeah. But yeah, I have that option. I like options. I don't like being cornered in. It's like, I am a Taurus, and it's like backing a bull into the corner. And I'm like, I go nuts, I really have, I just didn't expect to gain a community. It was not on my forefront. It's not what I set out to do. I set out to humanize my murdered family members, missing and then murdered. And through that, I've found a lot of other things that I didn't even know I was looking for. And this was one of those things that turned out to be so beautiful. And it helps me for them to live on. Because when we stop saying their names, that's when they truly die, in my opinion. From my experience, I mean, other people have died, right? Everybody has experienced loss. I don't get to tell you who's important. Oh, your friend died? Oh yeah, you're not related. You're not relevant enough, so therefore you don't get to grieve. Who does that? I'm sorry. Never mind. Idaho does. So I didn't know it was a non-issue until it became an issue. And then now you're like, what I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. Thank you, Cecilia Jackson. Oh, I hope, you know what? That's another thing. Remind me. Jason he looks at Facebook way more than I do. I just happen upon it every now and then. And he was telling me that it was like some Idaho law stuff, and it was like, the judge can actually put the death, he can like bring up the death penalty. He can, I forget the terminology, but and I was like, what? So he sent it to me. Let me go open my messenger. I gotta type it in because I don't have all this at my fingertips. Mm-hmm. No, I gotta sign in and all. Never mind. Let me just go to Facebook. There. So, how's everybody doing? And yeah, I'm not looking at the comments, but I will. Hold on. Hold, please. Let's see. Okay, so let me go to Messenger through that. All right. I don't think it's sent, babe. If you're listening, it didn't send. Anyways, he usually goes into these Facebook groups and he looks, and so it was he usually goes to 50 Shades of Guilty. Looking. I mean, how freaking far down? Never mind. Search. Okay, 50. Okay, there's 50 Shades. I hope this is it because it was interesting what all he was telling me. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, let's see. Let me share my screen so y'all can at least be, entertained or something. Y'all can see what I see instead of just watching me blank stare at stuff. Let's see. Hello. I just don't know what it looks like to be like, oh yeah, that's it. Okay, this might be it. Hello, my good friends. It's been a while since I've sent out a newsletter, but Lori is being sentenced tomorrow, and it's time to take a deep dive into Idaho sentencing. I wonder if this is from Lori Hellis. Yeah, newsletter from Lori Hellis. Credit Lori Hellis. Personal update. I don't want to read her personal stuff. Okay. It says Idaho sentencing. There are two types of sentencing schemes: determinate and indeterminate. Many states instituted determinate sentencing in the late 1980s and early 90s. It was a time when there was a push for tough on crime measures. I am thirsty. Let me turn my flat iron off, huh? Okay, including mandatory sentencing for violent crimes and drug manufacturing. It was also during this period that many states instituted strict controls on the precursor ingredients for methamphetamine, including whatever. I'm not good with the big words. Arizona, where Lori will face charges for conspiring to murder her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, has a determinate sentencing structure, meaning Lori will face a mandatory sentence of life with parole available after 25 years if she is found guilty. The Arizona judge will not have any discretion. That's what it was. Okay. He has a discretion. Judge Boyce has the discretion to bring up the death penalty or whatever, to deviate from the sentence. Conversely, Idaho, where Lori will be sentenced tomorrow, has an indeterminate sentencing scheme. These types of sentencing rules give judges wide latitude in fashioning a sentence. Under Idaho Statute 18-4004, punishment for murder, subject to the provisions of sections 19-2515 and 19-2515A. Idaho Code, every person guilty of murder of the first degree shall be punished by death or by imprisonment for life, provided that a sentence of death shall not be imposed unless the prosecuting attorney filed written notice of intent to seek. What did I do? I lost my spot. That's nothing new, though. What the hell? I don't even remember what I was saying. Okay, what the hell? But finds it. Did I skip it this way? Okay, filed when a notice of intent to seek the death penalty as required under the provisions of section 18-4004A Idaho Code, and provided further that whenever the death penalty is not imposed, the court shall impose a sentence. If a jury is waived, I don't know, might be a typo, finds a statutory aggravating circumstance beyond a reasonable doubt, but finds that the imposition of the death penalty would be unjust, the court shall impose a fixed life sentence. If a jury or the court is waived. What the hell? I don't even understand that. Does not find a statutory aggravating circumstance beyond a reasonable doubt, or if the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence with a minimum period of confinement of not less than 10 years. I wish she would. That's sarcasm at its finest. I'm lying. Okay. With a minimum period of confinement of not less than 10 years, during which period of confinement the offender shall not be eligible for parole or discharge or credit or reduction of sentence for good conduct, except for meritorious service. Every person guilty of murder of the second degree is punishable by imprisonment not less than 10 years, and the imprisonment may extend to life. This means that the minimum sentence Judge Boyce could impose is life in prison with the possibility of parole after 10 years. That's the minimum sentence that he can do. Right? And per guilty. This does not mean that he has to impose that sentence. He could order Lori to serve much more, so let's break it down. The underlying sentence is life in prison. The only question is whether the judge will order life without the possibility of parole, LWOP, the LWOP. Just kidding. Or whether he will permit parole after some fixed period. According to a report by the Sentencing Project in 2020, the state of Idaho had 521 inmates serving a life sentence with the possibility of parole, 130 inmates serving life without parole, and 22 whose sentences were structured such that they would not be eligible for parole in their lifetime. What about all their other lifetimes? I want that to be said. I've said that from the beginning. I want the judge to be like, on this probation and every other probation, biatch. I'm being honest. I'm not scared to be honest. I just don't know how to be received. Ew, that's such a creepy word. Anyways. Okay. Whose sentences were structured. Oh, I'm sorry. 130 inmates serving life with parole, and 22 whose sentences were structured such that they would not be eligible for parole in their lifetime. I already said that. Remember, Lori was found guilty of 3 separate and discrete murders on 3 separate incident dates. That means that the sentences do not merge. The judge could order either the sentence for each run concurrent, which is at the same time, or consecutive, which is he can stack them up one after the other. The maximum sentence for the murder charges could be 3 consecutive LWOP, I'm going to say LWOP, sentences. The minimum could be 3 concurrent life sentences with the possibility of parole in 10 years, meaning she would only serve 10 years before she was eligible for parole because all 3 sentences are running at the same time. Okay. So what factors go into the judge's decision? Idaho statute 19-2521 I don't know, tells us that there are many factors that the judge can consider, and each sentence should be specifically tailored to each defendant. Right. There's only 2. There should be way more. Way more. Oh my God. I think I kind of want to flash out when I think about Melanie Gibb, David Warwick, Audrey Baratero, Zulema, Melanie freaking asshole Pulowski. I said it. They coming for you, girl. I could, when I watched Rich Robertson interview with Justin Lum the other night, I was like, oh, her asshole. It's puckered right now. She's like, oh, because they coming for you. That's what I got from that interview. I don't know if y'all did, but I was very satisfied. I listened to what Rich said and I was like, oh, interesting. It's all in the details, right? And because I went off, I don't know where I was. To each defendant, which there should be more. The judge has received a report from a pre-sentence investigation and will carefully consider the information he has been provided in the report. A few factors from the statute that are relevant to Lori are D, there were substantial grounds tending to excuse or justify the defendant's criminal conduct, though failing to establish a defense. I mean, that has to do with her mental health, right? Which I think was bullshit anyways. I really don't think if everybody would just hear my theory, if I would ever just tell it too. But it sounds whack. It sounds just as whack as the rest of this freaking story. Let me know. Let me know whenever I finish reading this. I'll think about it. It's crazy. And G, the defendant has no history of, I didn't read D. There was substantial grounds. Yeah, I did. All right. G, the defendant has no history of prior delinquency or criminal activity. She has a theft charge. I ran a background check on her July 13th of 2019. Straight up. Didn't even know I did. Yeah, she had little charges anyways. Or has led a law-abiding life besides being a bitch for a substantial period of time before the commission of the present crime. I'd say that is plural. When she did F up, she effed up big. That's how I roll, but it usually doesn't involve murder or hurting my kids. Just anyways. Pre-sentence investigations are thorough and in-depth, which is why I think they're going to remove the death penalty for Chad too. Somebody's going to muck up somewhere. Oh, we turned this shit in a day late. And you know why? It's so that Chad and Lori are both devout Mormons, active in the temple, hoeing around in the temple, hoeing in the effing temple, taking pictures with Jesus statues right around the murders. Every one of them supports my theory. Anyways, and I know which Jesus it is, you know. I'm a Photoshop them in because they didn't release those in the trial. Yeah. So, because I wasn't there that day. So I don't know for sure because I was not there. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. Probably nowhere. I'm going in circles for sure. All right, pre-sentence investigation. Yeah, they're thorough. That's why I think they're going to remove it for Chad too, because it's involves too much of the LDS church. There, I said it. I'll be surprised if they don't impose the death penalty. Like I will faint. Yeah, I'll be like, I was wrong. The investigation looked at Lori's entire life, her education. Well, that okay. Job experience. This didn't take them long at all because the hoe never worked. I mean, the one time when Joe, built her a whole hair salon in her house. That was about it. And the one time when she snagged my uncle, when she was cutting his hair. Anyways. Ugh. All right. The investigation looked at her entire life, her education, job experience, relationships. That took them a while. And of course, her medical and mental health history. Oh, HIPAA. While her mental condition wasn't used as a defense in the guilt phase, Archie did try to bring it in, though. He was like, when she tried to leave that day in court, when we had that long stare exchange, the second day in court, in trial. And he was like, she didn't want to come back. Shit was getting real for her. And that's when Archie was like, she's fragile. Like, it's like a threat in a way, because he's used that before. I saw it. I was like, oh, don't you be taunting, like, if you do this, I'm going to bring this, kind of like that. That's how I took it. But anyways, I could be wrong. While her mental condition wasn't used as a defense in the guilt phase, it is a factor in sentencing, and the judge will have to decide whether there were substantial grounds tending to excuse or justify Lori's criminal conduct. The judge also has to consider factors in Idaho statute, blah, 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 that weigh in favor of imprisonment, including A, there's undue risk that during the time of suspended sentence or probation, the defendant will commit another crime harmful to another person. You bet your ass she is going to murder my mom. Where does this stop? Nobody knows. I mean, she's a resentful hooker. I don't feel safe. Keep her in Idaho. You let her, that's my thing. You let her out, you keep her. Don't want her. Keep her in your yard. And don't say it don't happen, because look at Casey Anthony and O.J. Simpson. And I mean, those are different things, but still, nobody shot them. Anyways. And she's going to live long because she's a freaking Mormon, and the word of wisdom, they live by the word of wisdom. Anyways, a lesser sentence will depreciate the seriousness of the defendant's crime. C, imprisonment will provide appropriate punishment and deterrent to the defendant. So now it's time to gaze into the crystal ball and make predictions. Semi-educated prediction for Lori Hillis. Since the PSR is confidential. See, like, I know that's one of the reasons I wanted to be there, but I didn't know if I'd be privy enough, because I don't qualify I'm not worthy of being an aunt, or that's not related enough. You got to go and like prove yourself, just like the Mormon church. Anyways, I'll just set that right there. Since the PSR is confidential, we can only speculate on its contents, but must assume it includes a complete review of Lori's upbringing. I just want to see all the pings myself. I want to know the rest of the story, the rest of the pings, where they were at, because there's something that happened in Yellowstone or it didn't. There's something that it did not. Where's the effing crime scene? You can't sit here and tell me that they murdered Tylee in that apartment and there is not a speck of her blood anywhere. So did it happen in Chad's? That, there's her DNA and human remain, scar tissue and everything that are on his tools. But it didn't happen in those apartments. None of them. I'm just saying. That's just me. I don't know that, but that's just me. There's no way. I mean, blood is messy. It's weird. Yeah. Did they kill her, in Yellowstone or between Yellowstone and Rexburg? Or did they kill her or put her, I don't know. And I hate to go there, but you know, how they incapacitate her. She was a grown woman. You know, she was just a couple weeks away from her 18th birthday or 17th birthday. I'm sorry. And, you know, girls stop growing at a certain, like 19 or no, I'm sorry. At like, I forget. It wouldn't be educated if I said it. But I'm just saying, you know, that's, you know, how they carry JJ, transported him. I just don't see them transporting Tylee. Just very bold. So, anyways, the PSR will include evidence of past trauma and all information about her religious beliefs. See, bam, there, bam, bam, bam. That's it. Her mental condition and how each informed the other and contributed to her crimes. Oh my God. Let me take a drink. I've been having a lot of congestion also. I believe Judge Boyce will sentence, religious beliefs and her mental condition and how each, okay, I already said that. Armed with all that information, I believe Judge Boyce will sentence her to 3 concurrent, not back to back. 3 concurrent. That means they run simultaneously next to each other at the same time. That's her speculation of life in prison with the possibility of parole and 25 to. Do you really think that? Are you kidding me? They had the death penalty on the table. I don't see them doing that, but that's me. Until that time, she would not get any credit for good behavior or be able to shorten that, excuse me, or shorten that period by participating in prison programs, but he would credit, this is very long, but he would get, oh my God, but he would get credit for the pretrial time, but she would get credit for the pretrial time she has already served. Lori just turned 50. Happy unbirthday. So under that sentence, she would be eligible for parole when she is 72 or 78. Oh, hag. The remaining financial charges will run concurrently with the life sentences. Some other considerations might sway the judge in this direction. Chad is still facing the death penalty and a trial scheduled to begin on my grandma's birthday. I am sure both sides are waiting to see what sentence Lori gets before considering if Chad will take a plea deal. Well, I can't speak on that. Something similar, he will probably take it. If the state offers something similar, he will probably take it to avoid the death penalty. I don't know. He's pretty arrogant. That benefits everyone. The state doesn't have to bear the financial burden of yet another high visibility trial, and they trust me that's what they want, or years of appeals. And the families get certainty. Additionally, the families will finally be able to lay Tylee and JJ to rest. I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't see. I think they enjoy this. Honestly, I think it's part of the torture. You know how they like to increase the pain. Apply that to above Chad. That's what I'm saying. My conspiracy is it's bad. It's crazy. Of course, it's possible that Lori Hellis is saying it's possible that she's wrong. The judge and the judge will give her life without parole. Like everyone else, I'll be earnestly watching the live stream. Many creators are carrying the stream, but you can also watch it on Judge Boyce, Stephen Boyce's channel. And see, again, she plugs Pretty Lies and Alibis. Doesn't plug me. I'm just, you see what I'm saying? So they say they support but they're never here. They're not subscribers to my channel, if you know what I mean. And so I'm not trying to be hoity-toity, but that's just one of those examples. Anyways, I've been hiding behind the screen. My bad. Wow. Anyways, hey KJ. Yeah. What do y'all think about that? What you think? No, I know. I can't wait for her effigy tomorrow too. I thought about lighting my bonfire and joining. We got a whole tree cut down right after Jason had his stroke. And, he just doesn't have the stamina that he used to have. And it's just too much. So our landlord came and cut a tree down. And so it's still sitting in the front of my yard. And it would probably go up like that. We'd have to saturate the ground too. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. That's for sure. Does anyone think that Lori will speak tomorrow? I thought she was going to speak up at her trial. So I was wrong. Part of me, the narcissist in her makes me really think that she'll do it just to be a bitch. Because when Jason even told me that he's like, oh yeah, they can talk after all the victim impact statements are read. And I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I was like, can we do it to where she don't get the last word, like, because that's a narcissist, but Lori has always ghosted everybody with her side. That's how she has abused. That's her weapon of choice, is silence. She loves to watch her victims suffer without her. Like, you're going to need me. I've had that happen to me when I went to Boise. Anyways, long story. Another time. Holy shit. It's scary. It's like, whoa. That's a whole level of, how she stripped the kids of everything that they loved and was supported by and comforted them. Stability. I mean, just, she turned the pain up. She turned the torture. She was like 20. And Chad too. And so, I don't know. What's that song by? Don't speak, just what you think. I think I just said that wrong. I have Mormon stuff in my brain now, so I don't know lyrics to songs anymore. I'm like, oh yeah. Reminds me of Yellow Ledbetter by Pearl Jam. Nobody knows the lyrics to that song. I don't know whether I'm a burger or a fry. Yeah. Anyways, I can't sing, but I like to. That's why I was a band nerd. What would she even say at this point? I despise her. Cannot even imagine how you feel. I feel both. Like, I guess because I detached from her when I saw her walk into that courtroom March whatever 6th 2020, and I was like, who the fuck is that? I did not. She was not there. Like, you're home, but you knocking, but nobody's home. And her and Chad both look like shells, carcasses. Like, they're just empty. They're the zombie. What they projected on other people, on their victims. What the hell was that? I heard that. It said down there. That was weird. But anyways, so she was blaming my Uncle Charles, saying that he was cheating on her. She was the one cheating. Everything that she was doing, she was blaming on everybody else. Chad too. They were calling everybody zombies, and then they're the freaking zombies. They're void. They're not in there. It reminds me of back in the day when I used to have to watch SpongeBob because my son, what the hell is that noise? It's a weird noise. My computer's making some noises, but yeah, SpongeBob. There's this episode, and anyways, I don't know all the names, but it's like what's his name? He's inside of SpongeBob's brain, and he's like controlling it. Anyways, I can't stand SpongeBob or Barney. I'm done. Oh, my goodness! Let me clear my throat. Y'all know that song? I do. Life without parole should be the only option because they took a DP off the table. I agree 144,000% with you. I endorse this. Because if you're, the prosecution is bringing up the death penalty, and then, oh, oops, we forgot. we missed that deadline. We are so prepared. We've been looking at this thing for 3 years, but we missed it we turned it in at 5 o'clock on the deadline day. Damn it. Now you got to drop how does that punish Lori? How does that didn't make any sense to me. I wish that little noise would go away. Anyways, because I don't know where it's coming from. Anyways. Oh, Messenger, I bet. That's just a weird Messenger voice. It used to go pa-ching. But anyway. I forgot. Oh, and like how it just didn't make sense. Okay, so prosecution they didn't turn their stuff in, the mitigation, whatever, the 5,000 important, in my opinion, files or whatever the hell, information on the case from the FBI and, important stuff. And they didn't turn it in time. And so how does that sanction, or how does that penal makes me laugh, right? Penal. How does that penalize prosecution by, okay, you messed up, so we're going to take death penalty off the table for Lori? What the hell? Slap them on the hand, pluck them in the head. I don't know. But it's definitely not removing the death penalty from the table from the defendant. Maybe I misread that. Maybe I need to revisit it, but it's another thing that doesn't make sense in this thing. Let me count the ways. Right. So I feel indifferent about Lori. There's part of me that wants to talk to her. There's part of me that I feel like I could. And it's not to get close. It's just me. That's just, I can't help what I feel. Just sharing that with y'all. People get mad at me whenever, or, I don't maybe agree with or express the way that they feel, like the way that each of you feel. If I'm not angry enough at her, or it's not that I like her. I don't like her at all. But I can't hate anyone. Because I don't hate my ex-husband for keeping my son away from me for 6 years. So, I mean, it's just, I don't have hate in my heart. I don't know. She is the worst of all humans. How many think that Lori is the worst of all humans? Well, right there with Chad. Yeah, saying she's possessed. And she didn't say she was possessed, though. Have we ever heard her say that? She's a warrior. That's all she said. Hers is a warrior. It's crazy. Crazy's all we got, though. No free pass. I agree with that. The death penalty shows the offender the gravity of these crimes and the reality of their mortality. Right? Everybody was worried, or I remember a lot of people were saying in the beginning of this, or throughout this, I don't want them to think that they're martyrs. And I don't think that they think they're prophets or gods, yes, I do believe that they took part in some Mormon endowment ceremonies that have that exact language. You only find it right there in Mormonism. I've looked in Catholicism, Baptist. I don't hear this in these other circles. This is very unique to the Mormon church. I'm gonna say the Mormon religion. So yes, they were told that they were gods, and that they told Chad that you're a priest. She's a priestess. You're a god. She's a goddess, and you are king, and you are queen. Yes. So you can't tell somebody or somebody's like that they are God, a translated being. That's what the Church of the Firstborn. That's all this shit. It came from source. Source is the big church. Upper management. Upper management is very well aware of this. Hey, Nancy. So good to see you here. Oh, hey, email me, kresha0123@gmail.com. If you want to, I'm working on something. If you want to either write your victim impact statement, or if you have one written or whatever, or if you want to come on one day, would love to have you. I'm working on something like that. We're going to change. I think this is a good way to change the way to take advantage of the situation that we are in, with the court acting the way it is, defining who is a victim, who's a family member, and who's not a family member. Good. Kresha0123@gmail.com. I'd give you my phone number, but then, that opens up a whole can of worms. But I love you, and I'm so glad that you're here, and my heart is with you. And come watch tomorrow. I'll be streaming it live. I want to cry right now. I'm sorry. Heidi says, I'm here tonight, even though an hour ago my mom blindsided me that, oh my God, that she has cancer. Ovaries, oh my God, ovaries, spine, and sternum. I'm numb, not ready to feel, can't even say it aloud. So thank God for your live. Need avoidance. Welcome to the Avoidance Club. You are ordained. Yeah, that's what we do here. Not avoid, but it's a distraction. It is a distraction for me to research the way I do, and this is how I chose, or the way I just automatically went into grief mode. Was just, it wasn't at all. I did not know anything about Mormonism. Nothing. Blank canvas. Have at it. I could have converted by now. That's, you know what I mean? But when I started reading the things, and I'm like, oh my God, I've heard this from Lori. I've heard, not from her directly, but through this case, the things that we have heard are alleged to have come from Lori and Chad. Besides what my Uncle Charles says, I trust that. I trust everything that he said in his body cam footage, everything that he said to his attorneys, everything that is in these FOIA docs, everything. Totally. But there's something bigger at play here, and it's bad. And it's like, a lot of me feels like this is one drop in the bucket of justice, but you need about 16 million more 16 million more arrest warrants. In my opinion. No, 8. No, just saying, there's a lot more arrest warrants that need to go out, and people that need to be held accountable, because you cannot do this. You can't tell people that they are kings and queens and gods and goddesses. This happened to Tom Phillips. He was a devout, faithful Latter-day Saint in England. You know that the leadership flew on the Huntsman, these really rich, they used to be Mormons, they're now ex-Mormons. The Huntsman jets, or a jet, flew over to England. You have to have, in order to go to a second anointing, is what they call it, where they get their calling and election made sure. You know what the calling and election made sure is? Zalema sure did. That came out in trial, where she was like, and it was in the FOIA docs. But to hear it in court record now, I'm just like, well, there's that. Another inference that you can only get from the leadership of the church is the calling election made sure that Zalema sought to have, that Lori and Chad got. That means you see Jesus. It's not literal, but you see Jesus in their temple. Guaranteed. And just some temples, not all. It's amazing. Usually they do these ceremonies on Sundays. You can't tell anybody. You have to be invited by the prophet himself. He'll send, like 2 of his little messengers, who are also apostles, who a Latter-day Saint looks at as God talks directly to them. They are the medium, and they stand between you and God. So you don't talk directly to God. You don't pray. I guess you do. They do. I don't know. I'm like, I don't quite understand. Who am I to judge? But what I'm saying is the practices, the procedures, these things are so corrupt. They are not, there's no respect. There's no regard to seal people to one another via this secret polygamy. That's what it is. Secret polygamy. Bada bing, bada boom. Shit ain't stopped. And it's never going to if the church keeps getting away with this shit that they are putting out. Shame on you, church. Shame. God does not sleep. My God does not sleep. So watch your ass for my God, not me. I'm not going to sneak into your temple and leave a Jesus card for you. That's all I'm saying. There, you know my strategy. Anyways, yeah, they're going to anoint the turlet. Thank you, Just Dee. Prison meat. I don't know. I really think that Lori is going to be A-okay. She seems like she would do well and adapt well in prison. What do y'all think? Yes, it is, Mary Cat. Yes, it is. So I know whenever I figured that Judge Boyce was a Mormon, practicing. When I say a Mormon, and there's a whole spectrum of belief. Okay. There's a spectrum of, there's the true blue or true believing Mormons. Those are the TBMs. I'm a never Mormon. I've never been a Mormon. Then there are the anti-Mormons. Those are, I'm sure I'm that now. I'm sure that's my label now. I'm an anti-Mormon. I'm just anti-bullshit, anti-murder, anti-corruption, anti-manipulation, exploiting Jesus on everything else. That's just the tippity top. The only thing I found, Jesus's name. The only thing I found of Jesus was in the church name. I just whistled out of my teeth. I can't do it again if I tried. So yeah, when I really thought that Judge Boyce was a practicing, active Mormon, even if, and I found out that he has not been, allegedly. But he's still in a 97% saturated, influenced community. Trust me, the church calls the shots. I mean, I don't know. And I'm sure the Catholic Church, let's do the diversion thing. Let's say, well, a lot of people do that. They've done that through this time. They were like, well, the Catholics do that. I'm like, well, then y'all are both shitty. Y'all are both assholes. Stop. Stop being stop being assholes. Stop exploiting and hurting people. Stop covering up sexual abuse of children. Stop enabling the fucking pedophiles. Stop your bullshit. That is the most anti-church-like behavior, or I'm sorry, Christ-like, anti-Christ and horror behavior ever. What happened there? I just saw a bunch of angry faces. Oh, with women. Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. I don't want them conjuring up any more demons trying to possess nobody else. I'm good. I don't know. Yeah, oh yeah. She'll have her a cult in prison. That jury would, hi Squeaky Will. That jury would have given Lori the death penalty in 5 minutes if they had the option. But wimpy voice, removed that option. So the jury had no say in it. Right. And just what we read with what Lori Hillis published, he can still impose that. He has that discretion. So, as my sister-in-law used to say, they are Jesus jammies. Sorry, tell your sister I chuckled a little inappropriately at that. Kind of embarrassing. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. You're right. All right, so what, Kresha? You think LDS would not sentence her to consecutive? I think they should be sentenced. Honestly, I'm just saying. I think they should. I think they should have come out in the beginning and use their platform to help us look for Tylee and JJ. I think that would have been helpful. That would have been Christ-like. That would have been good moral behavior, good ethical, moral principles, to use their platform to reach out to all their members. And I mean, what about all the other people who go missing of this religion? And they never step out. They never have said one iota to me or my family. They've not said, we're sorry for your losses. They were members, active members in our congregation. They were our children. We love our children. They say it, but do you see them practicing it? That's where I'm at. And I know you're a believing Mormon, and I love you. I don't love your beliefs, though. I've learned that on my own. Nobody swayed me. Nobody fed me what they wanted to tell me. I researched this on my own. And this is where it's brought me. And it's disheartening. It really is disheartening. Because I see so many people being manipulated, enslaved, to belong to an organization that exploits them and plays on their emotions, and even have people believing that the more time in the temple you spend, the more blessed you are. You can't sit there and drive that message home, until Jesus comes home. Basically, you can't do that. You can't speak out of both sides of your mouth, in my opinion. There's a lot of double speak in that religion. And I mean, again, this was my introduction to the Book of Mormon, was my family being murdered. And I still tried to give the benefit, I didn't go in with any preconceived biases, or just went in with, okay, I didn't even know they were Mormon. Cool. There's a lot of beautiful, good, kind-hearted, loving, fierce advocacy Mormons, good Mormons. That's what Mormon means. More good. Good Mormons. But y'all are, the members of the church are the only thing that I have seen come out of that religion. And not all, because not all people are good. Not all people are good. Oh, wow. No, I didn't. I do know. Lori and Chad know. Depends on what side. That's cool. That's really cool. Anyways, I'm not trying to ream you a new neck or a new whatever. I'm not trying to ream your neck. I really do love that you come by and that you care. And do you want justice for Tylee and JJ and Tammy and Charles and Joe? If you do, I appreciate your open mind. Just do your own research. It's the most important thing ever. My uncle defended the religion. He said that Lori was, she was doing an abomination. And he was right. It just, that church, they wronged my entire family. They took our lineage right here. You know, we have the same fourth grade grandma. They took my entire lineage, because that's a big thing, genealogy. I'm sure we're all baptized into the church. Oh, really? Okay. She is whack, but so Chad's not. Just because she is in her delusion, decided to use something to justify murder. Okay. All right. Well, we'll agree to disagree. I know differently, but I do appreciate you being here. I believe so too. Duality, reality, life without parole, life no parole, life without parole. Well, yeah, Rom. Love seeing Rombo. He draw a Aguilar. And yes, yeah. And no storm, y'all. I even have a setting in my Google Photos, and so I always edit photos and stuff. And one of the presets or whatever is stormy, and I'm like, I won't use it. I don't think so. Anyways, and so Trace on the case, she had a lightning storm the other night, and she she sent us a video where she had recorded, you know, it was lightning like every freaking 2 seconds. She did it to the Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks. It was, I was like, oh, okay. I think Beach Bum was like, only you, or somebody told it straight, like, only you would put a soundtrack to a storm. Let's see. Charles, from what I can tell from having listened to him, was a true believing Mormon. He was right on the money about what? And easily recognized that she was off the rails with what is actually believed in the faith. So Brandon too. It's like a cult within the church. Can we agree on that? I mean, that it was the whole church, and then I backed away. I'm like, stop, that's just being unfair. That's your hurt, that's your pain. Talking to myself, you know, and then I did. And I'm like, they're not, you know, it's not all bad. And I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's things, every organization, every structure, every business, everybody, every single person, we can take constructive criticism. It's okay. You know, that's how we get better. You know, we become aware of things that, you know, that we don't see maybe about ourselves or our organization, where we can improve that. That's part of growing, I do believe. So yeah. Now, yeah, this breaks my heart, actually. And I've said it for a long time. Actually, me and Jen did a Zoom interview, and it was my first time even doing that. And so I've never released it because I'm like, you know, I say, you know, like a bazillion freaking times, and it's annoying. And yeah, I might release it for my channel members. Yeah. Just don't judge too hard. Constructive criticism is welcome, and just realize that it was like way I was trying to get comfortable talking uncomfortable things. But that bothered me with her when I told her, and this was July 2021, first time I really opened up about how I felt. And I was like, the church didn't make one statement. Not one. Not to help find the kids, not to reach out to the family, just, you know, just what I envisioned as being a good Christian, you know, a decent person, a decent organization. If you say you're about Christ, and, you know, come follow me, Christ, we're the one true church. Well, the one true church is pretty untrue. They say it, but I don't see it. Action. Yeah, that too. And I mean, so a lot of believing Mormons will say that the fact that, and then they denounce Chad openly. It got leaked, you know, it's one of them. Oh, oops, we dropped this. In my opinion, is because it distances them. It's beneficial for organization. And so they didn't do it with Lori. Why not? And then her bishop or whomever, the chaplain or whatever, goes and visits her while she's in jail. And I mean, that's normal. You know, a lot of people minister to prisoners. I think that's what my brother wants to do. I'm not going to speak for my brother, but that's what my brother would have said if he were to get up tomorrow and confront the murder of his son and his aunt. She adopted his son just to murder him. What a bitch. Oh, sorry. Earmuffs. Yeah. Yeah. But Lori, I agree with you. It's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. Say one thing, but totally do another. And that's everything that you hear come out of Melanie Gibb, David Warwick. They have a relationship with the church still. I'm sure it's contingent on how they, how they testify. I just wish I wish I could see as many true believing Mormons take up for Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, and Joe like they do the church and their leadership. That tells me all I need to know. And it sucks. And I guess until it happens to you, then maybe you'll be over here with me going, oh, well, yeah. Yeah, that too. I mean, it stinks. Trust me. It stinks. It was to navigate it, in my opinion. Let's see. What about the church's letter to talk to them before speaking to the police? Yeah. Stinks to the Holy of Holies. Of the celestial champagne room, as I call it. Have you gone through your second anointment? Yeah. I haven't seen this. So not if I were to say, or not me, if God were to be like, defend, well, not God. I don't know, make up your own scenario. But if somebody was to give you a choice to advocate, to really rally for the victims, Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe, or choose between the church, which would you choose? And I mean, really think about that. Really think about that. A choice and a consequence, like Larry says. Yeah, buddy. We're all sinners. Every freaking one of us. We're dirty. And hi, Cherry Pie. So good to see you. I love you. Shysters. I didn't know that's how you spelled it. It's going to be my new word. That is why it's so important to do your own research, to pick out the wolves in sheep clothing. Timothy Ballard, prime example. Love that he got the message out about trafficking, but it's that projection thing, I think, that's going on there. I'm going to have to do a live about that for channel members because, yeah, I want to be able to talk candidly about it, and I don't want to piss too many people off. It sucks. It sucks. Lori put me in the shittiest position one could put anyone else. The way I, went about it was to not just roll over and let it happen. Oh gosh, I would love to interview you, even though I'm not a journalist. I do. I know what it entails. I read about it. Go to some of my videos. I've even read the whole, the ceremony thing. Go listen to Hans Matzen and Brigitte Matzen, Tom Phillips. You'd have to go to a ex-Mormon channel to do that, or there's a couple snippets I have on my second anointing video. It's got the church lady on the front, on the thumbnail. I thought it was appropriate. And it's okay to have sacred things. That's not what I'm saying. That's where I'm like, there's a difference in practicing religion and then practicing like some immoral stuff, some sketchy shit, I have some more too, Kiwi. You've been here for a long time too. Where'd I put them? Oh, I have some on this so y'all can see. But oh, are they upside down? No. But I did all the 3 colors. Not that dreadful orange I had on there last time. It did not come out how it showed on the picture. But I ordered these. So I forget how we were going to do this. I think, I have to go set up a thing on PayPal. It's the only way to do addresses and stuff. I could get y'all to send a self-addressed stamped envelope, but then everybody would know that I live on Cox Road. I really do live on Cox Road. I shit you not. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But okay, good. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm gonna check and see which you said grandma, right? That we share. That's really cool. Super, super cool. They're not on the site yet. I've been like I tried to plan things. As soon as I get off of here, I go straight back to work on how I'm going to do this for the next live stream. And I work from week to week, or live stream to live stream, trying to figure out, okay, because I have so much information, but it's like, I don't know where you're at in your interest level, how, I would really love to build this platform. I'd love to double it at least. They've got other channels who started out via this case, and they're getting their plaque, and that's good. But it's like kind of like the thumbnail thing. I can put all the victims on a thumbnail and the title, and it'd be about the victims. It's not enough clickbait, so to speak. You got yours from the good Lori. It was almost 2 years, but I got it. See, they grow my hair. Like when my hair was long, oh my God, because they're rubber, or whatever, silicone. And I'm like, hell no. So I take them off. And then they get stretched, they tend to stretch out. But I used to, when I did this before, to kind of get people to, to draw, to say, hey, come over here, I forget where I was going with that. Oh, I'd ordered some bracelets, and it was just like, hey, if you're gonna watch the court hearings, come here and do that. If you're gonna all the body cam videos, all the FOIA docs, all those things, if you're gonna do that, will you do it here? I would like to build some kind of library, if you will, so that we don't have to go out and support Chad's commissary money. We don't have to buy his books, but I can't infringe on copyright either. So I ain't trying to get sued by Chad's family. Okay. They seem like they would. Who's Cheryl? Oh, hey, Cheryl. Oh, nice. All right. Anyways, yeah, so for sure my window, your tape, yeah, poor thing. Aussie girl, hey Aussie girl, hey, oh my gosh, hey Moonlight View, awesome beach bum. Oh no, I can't let KJ out because I don't know how. Not while I'm live. So I think Donna accidentally blocked. Oh, no, she didn't. Okay, there you are. All right. My bad. I was going backwards. That's what I do. Hey, Adair, how are you? Hey, Natalie. Huber. I don't want to say it, but I should go to the Hubers one night and just live stream from there because they are a hoot. I don't want to invite everybody to their house. So, if you're up for that, Natalie, let me know. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Anyways, I don't know what everybody's intentions are. You know, I don't know. That just threw me off. My Aunt Cheryl was in here, and I'm not a grifter. I can promise you that. But I'm sorry that, that you feel that way. You were my favorite aunt. But whatever you have, and I'm talking to my aunt, well, I'll just call you Cheryl. I don't know. I'm not a grifter. That sucks. Your sons come from my family. That's my family. So if my family's grifters, that's my cousins too. Your sons. That's not cool. Anyways. Oh wow. Yeah. So who's all gonna go watch KJ tomorrow? Yeah, that really was. Really was. Yeah. I think it goes back to some shit I have nothing to do with. That I steer clear of drama. So I'm definitely not a grifter. I care not to grift. You hope she takes the stand for your crown. But from little I know of her, I highly doubt it. I know. It's like I don't know if she's gonna ghost us with her, be her narcissistic self and just be like, she's too good, to talk to us beneath her, or if she's gonna do it to get the last word, But I'm gonna do this real quick. I don't want to make this live stream too long. Plus, we have to get ready for tomorrow. Donna's backstage and she's like doing the Humpty dance. No, I'm figuring she's not. She's doing the Cabbage Patch. No, but she's like, yay, because tomorrow. Let's see. So this is going to. Let's see. It's going to play We Are the Champions. It's going to play that. I don't want to mute it. I'm going to play it. I won't monetize the video. It is what it is. So let me hide me. So this is from, I'm thinking it's maybe Leanne Hicks, but just from the pictures that they share. But this made me cry. This made me feel, and I appreciate you for that, Leanne. I guess I could scroll for details, huh? Oh, yeah, it's Leanne Hicks. So thank you so much. I just happened upon this, and it was Love Always Wins, y'all. Something that my Uncle Charles said to Taylor Larson when he was taking Lori back. Love always wins. And maybe some people have been like, well, maybe it didn't win in his situation. And I mean, I understand. I have the same kind of sentiment, but then I'm like, but at the end of the day, their deaths are not in vain. Their blood was spilt, and it's up to me and my family and everybody else who cares to join to share our stories of them and keep their memory alive. I think that's how that's how
The lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. We got the bitch.
We got the bitch. Uncle Jerry, we got the bitch. Amen. Right? Wasn't that beautiful? Thank you, Leanne. Thank you so much. And everybody else who contributed. Everybody, every one of you. This has been, it's like one of those things you never ever think that you will ever, your family will not be murdered. Murder is a heavy word. It's a heavy act. It's a selfish act. And her ass will be rocked. Chad soon to follow. Stay tuned, But it's a place you never imagine yourself or your family ever having to go through. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemies. Divisiveness, there's enough of that in the world. There is a battle going on, so to speak. And hurt people, myself included. I've hurt people because I was hurting and I hurt. And it's a thing, you have to be aware of it. And anyways, it's anything that I say is to y'all is not something that I don't think about myself. It's again, there's enough divisiveness in this world. And it is a battle between good and evil. And that this case, their murders, the loss from the losses of them has made me appreciate things so much more. It just sucks that it came to that. For me to really just to, appreciate my family, as flawed as we are. We're human. That we're not gods, nor do we strive to be, I don't think. If so, I know what flags to kind of look for now. Extremism sucks. I don't want to get too far off in my thinking. And I mean, that's just in anything. I think that's something we all need to take a look at, reevaluate, constant reevaluation, reflect. And I love that you guys have allowed me to share them here. They seem so alive during these live streams. And it just sucks. But you all know that. And thank you so much. Anyways, that was beautiful. When it caught me by surprise when I ran across that. I was like, Leanne. I was like, it has to be Leanne Hicks, Doomsday Facebook group. She's done a ton of research in this case. And I appreciate her for that. And along with the group, all the groups, all the creators, everybody who's covered this case, who brings it to light, who spreads awareness. It's real. It is true crime. It's true freaking crime. It's a true story, but it's not just a story. It's real life for us, for people who have lost their loved ones to murder, foul play, these bad actors, and we're not immune to it. Satan was literally in my damn family. I love you. Thank you. I'm so honored and blessed to have every one of y'all. So Tylee and JJ and Charles and Tammy and Joe, they're all honored. Oh, I'm glad to have you, Aussie girl. I really am. I hope y'all come and, I'm going to start an hour early. I think, Donna, do you know when the when the hearing starts? Is it 9 or 9:30? I set it for 9 my time, Central Time. So that's 8 Eastern, 9 Central, 10. Did I do that right? I hate time zones, first off. Or mathematical problems that like algebra. I'm like, what the hell? Who does numbers and letters? That's just me. Thank you, Em. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tina. And thank you all. I'm sorry to hear about your mom, Heidi. Our prayers are with you. You're not in this alone, nor is she. But you can distract all you want here, sister. We'll take you, you know. Texas time. Texas time. I like that. I don't have a lot of time tonight. I'm going to say this. I've been trying all day to contact creators covering this case. I was just heartbroken to learn that Tylee has no one to speak for her tomorrow. I say, and then I'm like, but I understand. I understand that. I see that part. You know, we like doing this live stream every week. Every time I go on, I never leave her out. She's part of my family. And I don't think my mom and them have, my mom and Larry have included her. He is sleeping? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I love you. He's got to go get my older bonus son. And the little bonus son is sleeping. So I was going to get my Silas, my bonus son. He's 7. He loved playing with JJ. He was on the bus in the end of that video. In the end of that video we just watched, I captured that moment in March of 2019 when Mom was helping my Uncle Charles pack. And we had JJ for the whole week, right? And so it was just woo. and so we went right there to fill the bus up, and right there at the truck stop. And I don't know, I just fixed the intercom system on the bus, you know. I figured that sucker out, and I was like, here, this is how you entertain kids, you know. And so they were like holding the microphone up to their mouth. They were like, I was like, why y'all eat it? And but Silas, you know, this affects everybody, not just me. And when I see the hurt in my kids' eyes, because that's what it's all about anyways. It's about the kids. It's always been about the kids. You do. I'm glad I captured that moment, and I didn't realize it until Christmas Eve 2019 when I present. You know, I was like, "Oh, here." I sent it to Larry, and he was looking on his iPad, and I was talking to Mom. I was doing Mom's feet. I just bought her a Dremel for, you know, for Christmas, and I was doing her feet, and Larry was like, "Oh my God, look." And he showed us his iPad, and he was watching that video over and over and over again. I didn't realize, you know, out of sight, out of mind. And he is the one that noticed. He was like, look in the window. You see JJ's reflection. When I take the microphone and I start singing to him, he's so excited. He's jumping up and down, and it just sucks. And so again, you know, I wasn't close to Tylee. I wasn't close to JJ. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I was, you know, didn't really know my role in this, through adoption. You know, I'm biologically JJ's aunt. I am not biologically related to Tylee, but I looked at her as one of my own. You know, I met her when she was 3, and we went to this highfalutin ranch, multi-million-dollar ranch in Austin, Texas. And that's when we found out that, you know, they announced that Lori and Charles had gotten married. I just said Chad. Anyways, and so it was like a introduction of our families, the Cox family and our family, you know. And it's been hard to recall those memories, but I remember Uncle Charles holding Tylee because Lori was entertaining. She was engaged, talking and everything. And she just wanted to be, a mama's girl, I mean, most girls are like that. And Uncle Charles didn't have any daughters, and he now did. And that was his bonus daughter. Colby was his bonus son. He loved his kids, all of them. Cole, Zach, Colby, Tylee, JJ. Love always wins. Yeah. He was a good dude. They were all good. None of them deserved to die the way that they did at the hands of the people who did it. So I love you too, Cherry Pie. I love you so much. She helps me. I'm gonna say it. This was Uncle Charles's first love, and she tells me stories, and I tell her, and through that, I think we both learned so much about Uncle Charles, for sure, and I just really appreciate her for that, and yeah. And you're welcome to come on anytime. People, do want to hear from you. I do too. And so I am working this thing up to do a victim impact statement. Me, Larry, any of my aunts, uncles, family, anybody, and we'll see if I can maybe talk to Gigi. People, who started their podcast off of this. We'll see if the money is where the mouth is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say to prove themselves, but let's see where they go with this. They have a bigger, like, hidden true crime. They have 100,000 subscribers. They have a bigger platform. So is this a new way that we can allow all of the family members to talk and not be silenced by the judge? Because this works. Anyways, go ahead. Hey, girl.
Well, I wanted to tell you that I could not find exactly what time it starts, but I think that you've got to set early enough that we can be having like
an hour.
We'll have like the KJ Kresha Donna coffee hour. And yeah. And anyway, what I was going to say though is I looked on Twitter, whatever it is now, and Nate Eaton has a picture of a line. It's a really long line of people in chairs already lined up at the courthouse.
White Tent City.
So I mean, and if you don't go now, if you're not of the family, you're probably not going to get in. I wonder if Gigi and what's her face is in that. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sure. Gigi and Lauren. I mean, they got, they had their press pass or whatever. I don't know if they have that now, but I don't see them not getting in.
I'm just going to say to you that according to what Nate said,
he's just saying that too.
No, but he did say that the family, he said that all of the jurors that were in they have first
first dibs.
Before the media. So I'm sure there'll be some media in there. But
there's going to be a lot of media in there. I don't think there's hardly going to be any just community people from Rexburg who definitely deserve it too.
Yes.
Thank you. And if there's anybody in here from Rexburg, from that area, that community, you guys represent the Christ-like behavior that I'm speaking of. You guys did that, and continue to do that. You continue to honor the victims and our family, and I really appreciate you for that. And I'm sorry for your losses. I'm sorry that this happened in your literal backyard. I'm sorry that those people are monsters and brought this kind of attention to your home. So with that, we're going to usher in the second coming. No, I'm joking.
I want to I want to give one more look at our merchandise store. I'm
Okay.
just like, we're
Which is
working
so
it out.
cool, y'all. And she did a lot of KJ and the Ray stuff too. I love it. I love it. I've been doing Satan tacos. I get on these little trips.
So we've got the KJ and the Ray. We've got little beach shoes in a bag, and we've got the difficult research
Yeah,
mug in
I
a
have my
bag.
bag. It's huge and it's good quality. It's good quality material. I'm not saying that I didn't make it, but you know what I mean. They do, and it's good quality. I was like, how awesome is this?
So we got all these things on the new merchandise store, and we'd like for you to go look at it, and we'll put a link in the description.
Awesome. And in description, yeah, in description. Yes, thank you so much, Donna. You rock. My mods rock. Beach bum and Trace on the case. Ow, ow, ow. And I forget what I was about to show y'all. Oh, whoa, she disappeared. Let's see. Let me open that window real quick, and I'm gonna show y'all some things I've been working on. Ooh, ooh. This is my this is a design I made. This is to see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And I thought, I love it. I sit here and I just make stuff, and I'll change the color and I'll download it, and I don't know. It helps me decompress a little, and that's the only one I have in there. Oh, here's my Satan tacos. Let me open this window. See the killer Satan tacos. Can't go without your Satan tacos. Anyways, this is inspired by Laura Horror. Uh-oh. Anyways, I know I have nothing better to do. I have so many things to do, but this is where I spend most of my time. Yeah, that's what I do. That was when I first started. This is like my first designs. Then I was like, that's pretty cool. Just saying. And I just hate saying Antarctica. I can never say Antarctica right. So I try to steer clear from it. You know. Anyways, good Lord, how many of these did I do? So I don't know. I know it's tacky as all get out. I'm right there with you. It's tacky as hell. But so is she. So I don't like what she's done, how she dehumanized, my family. And my mom is on their hit list. I don't know if people realize that. I don't even know if she realizes that. But oh, these are just, I was working on these. Remember this picture? Yeah. There. Anyways, and I made this too. The warrior, right? I'm a warrior. I just didn't finish these. I was working on one, trying to get one together. So here's her new sash. Guilty. A killer pre-sentencing event. That was another idea, I don't know if people get my humor though. Anyways, this is just what I do. But anyways, and I need to do some Love Always Wins and some sorry neighbors. Sorry neighbors. That bullshit, right? She's a low hoe. And I'm also working on the Visions of Glory, and I hated it. I uploaded one video the other night. I did a pre-record. I did it to private so that it wouldn't be live. Like I did a live, pre-record. And then at the very end, I muted myself and yada, yada, yada. So it's very short. And I got to try to read Visions of Glory without throwing 2 cents in every 2 seconds because I never get anywhere with it. But anyways, hold on. One more thing. Allegedly. Am I sharing again? Yeah. Sharing means caring. We'll end it soon. We're going to start doing some shorter lives, but maybe 2 or 3 a week. because there's plenty to discuss.
Hey, Krish,
Yes.
I've got an idea while you were doing this. I thought, well, for the true crime thing, you could actually design while talking about true crime, sort of like Telltale does with gaming or whatever it is he does, you know?
I know he
Telltale.
does a gamer. I know he's a gamer, but what does he do?
While he's
I like
talking about stuff,
design while I'm
yes,
doing it because
yeah,
I could sit there and I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know why.
Anyways,
That is a good idea.
okay. Well, I've always got an idea, so let me get out of
Yeah,
here.
oh, right. Me too. Too many, and I mean it's not a bad thing. Ideas are good. I just never get around to them because I have so many. Let me go to my uploads real quick because I'd uploaded a couple of videos. There's a there's there's this one thing that I want to play for you guys, and so I need to upload it. I need to shit, that scared me. Sorry. I told y'all things scare me. This is to like it's about Tammy. It reminded me of Tammy because this is how I feel Tammy is in this. Now there is a YouTube. I think Tylee's friend had a YouTube channel. Her and her friend had a YouTube channel, but it's in the kids. It's a kid YouTube. And so I'm gonna try and find that video of her and Tylee, Tylee and her friend just acting and goofing around like little girls do, and they're playing a game. And anyways, so I had a horrible panic attack earlier today. I hadn't had one in a while. Things are so triggering right now. I don't know. I mean, this is my first time my aunt's been, facing the sentencing hearing with all these horrible acts that she did that she's convicted of. So this is my first time too. Let me find it real quick. I'm gonna go to videos. But it's basically the Mormon woman, a Mormon mom, and it just breaks my heart. I have a lot of shit in here. Let's see. Not that far back. 3 minutes? Yeah. So I'm just going to let it play through my phone. To nurture my children and to care for them. It's just you see this. I think, men get in the church, being more, just disappear. State funerals for their wives. There are no place for them. They don't have a position. They just vanished. His wife is sitting in the back quietly, just helping her husband shine. So offensive to me. What do I aspire to as a woman? What? Love my children. Absolutely love them. Just preparing them for the day when they can be loved in their because I will not exist for them. How do I answer this? In fact, that's my biggest reservation. And it leads into so many of the other remarks that we made today because we have just women, we're going to need you. Two comments, behold, which is the topic of mothers is so filled with emotion. But, we have this glorified, perfected version of what a mother does, and it is really unattainable. Essentially, you cannot succeed as a mother. You can't be successful unless your children are 100% in the church all the time. And you should give everything to make sure that they accomplish that. For every woman, that's impossible. So you set everybody up for a problem that they'll never be able to surmount. They will never be able to climb. And it's because
We do believe that our heavenly parents lost a third of their children in the war in heaven, which means that our own heavenly mother is a failure, 33% of the time. So I don't know why we have this 100% kind of attitude about it. Anything less means you're a failure. That's what we preach all the time. But you can tell me that this is my job. I just no longer believe it. I just no longer believe that it extends beyond. And when you come and preach to me and tell me that you, as a man, understand, Paul in the wife to the quorum of the 12 tells me you do not understand. You are not listening. You probably don't care. Does this sound to you like an organization that doesn't value women?
Mm-hmm. That I was just like, oh my God, that's Tammy. She's so silent in all this, Ugh, I wish I had more photos and videos of Tylee. I do, but I would like to think that I do my very best to represent her. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have to remind myself that they're not here. They're not here. They are in heaven. In my heaven, this is in my belief system, they're in heaven. And that is what it is, They were so very loved, and they are missed. Totally. I did catch the part with Justin Lum and my mom's and Mom and Larry's interview, and she said that she is writing. She's going over her victim impact statement tonight with somebody, and just to kind of tighten it up, make sure it flows right and everything, and anyways, I lost my thought. Nothing new. And that, she said through her victim impact statement, you will know Tylee, you will know JJ. And so I was like, oh, we will know them. So I feel like Mom is going to be able to do that. It sucks that the, burden is on, but then that's not a burden to her. That's not a burden to her because she's advocated for everyone, whether we hear it or, if we remember to say it. We don't always, it's so much to remember all these things. I don't know if anybody realizes that. I should play this for y'all I'm going to play this for y'all. How do I open it? Where it'll play? What the hell? All right, hold on. I'll play it through my phone. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Hold on. Hold, please. You'll want to hang around for this. Just hold on. Let me get my head together. Google Photos. There we go. Let me do Mommy and the Zombie Killers. This was a YouTube channel I was watching or listening to. Whenever we were evacuated for Hurricane Laura, I ran across her, and I was learning about see what I do? I do stupid stuff like this. Yeah. Anyways, but I ran across her, and she wrote this song because of these murders. Okay. So here, I'm going to show this one so you can, After Arts. So I want to thank her if she's watching, or, Oh.
They're too much in love. They can't see the error of their ways. Blinded by the supernatural haze. Secrets some have taken to the grave.
I love it.
That's a game the devil plays. Use visions sent you on a mission from on high. Everything you ever had is gone.
All gone.
Everything you thought was right is wrong. Broken hearts are left to carry on. Now you're both where you belong. Dreams, vision, it's a new religion of the lie.
A lie.
We're too young to die. Mommy and the zombie killers. World is ended come July.
There's about to be a big part. You're gonna be like, oh my god.
No, mommy, not me.
Oh my god.
They're too much in love. They can't see the folly of their ways. Burning with the dark infernal blaze. Doctrine that will put you in the grave. Let the demons out to play. Dreams, vision, giving you permission, taking life. We're too young to die. Mommy and the zombie killers. World is ending come July. We're too young to die. Mommy and the zombie killers. It's all over come July. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy.
I was like, oh my, okay, shush, shush, shush. When I heard that, I'd ran across it, of course, you know, and I was like, oh my god, she made a freaking song about this, you know, and because her channel was about narcissistic mothers, and I learned a lot of things, you know, and we didn't have good cell service, being evacuated over there in Lafayette, or Arnaudville is what it looks like, but it's Arnaudville or something like that. Anyway, it's by Lafayette, Louisiana. And excuse me. And when I found it, I mean, I listened to it over and over and over again because that's what I do. I don't know. It just made me feel all types of ways. She nailed it to me, in my opinion. She really nailed it, and I thank her so much for that. And so I was new to YouTube. I still don't even know half of it, you know, but I didn't know how to find her after Arts, you know, the lady that just sang the song. I didn't know how to find her or get a hold of her. And she had a Patreon, but I didn't even know what Patreon was. I didn't know how that worked. And so I just thank her. If you're watching, thank you. It means the world. And yeah, Trace had made one. She made a video about Tylee too, but I could play it, but I wouldn't be able to play music to it. We could play some background music to it because it's got Disney music in it. Okay. I will. I won't be able to monetize it because it can copyright. You know, if it's copyrighted, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. So that's what sucks about it, but that's okay. I don't mind. You know, I think I'll do, which Donna, you know, had read the one that Carrie did. You know, I read the one about Tylee that Carrie did, but Donna did one and it's got background music in. That's the only reason I haven't played it yet, Donna, is because I don't know what music that is in the background to, if I can credit it, I'd have to credit the source in the description box. So I don't know if you can do it. And I hate that. I'm like, oh crap. So it's ready to play right now, but I don't know. Of course I could play it, but it's 2 hours and 20 minutes now. Oh, thank you, Dawn. That's so sweet. The artist's name, that I really appreciate that, Dawn. Thank you for being here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Donna, about the slideshow. I was raised by a narcissist mother and almost didn't make it out. So Tylee, oh my God, right? I'm so sorry to hear that, Aunt Clara, but I'm also glad to hear that you're here and you did make it and you're aware of that and you know how to put boundaries up, healthy boundaries to protect yourself. It's okay to have boundaries. That way we don't get mowed over. It's after art. Let me find. I have so many YouTube tabs open. Let me see where it was. Never mind. That was in my Google app. Wow. Did I close it? I think I did. Hold on. Oh, let me open it again. I was about to sit here and type with my cigarette hanging out of my mouth. Nobody wants to see all that. Oh, here's my Google Photos right here. All right. It is. After art. Hold on, I'm gonna share it again.
Blinded by the supernatural haze, secrets some have taken to the grave.
It's so good.
That's the game the devil plays. Dreams, visions, sent you on a mission from on high.
I actually, I don't want to because I couldn't find her channel. I remember in a live stream one night, I remember looking while, I was live with you guys and I couldn't find After Dark, because I couldn't remember the name first and then couldn't find it. I have so many things. After Dark. Oh, and everything else comes up under After Dark, YouTube. I couldn't find her channel. So I'm gonna try again now that I have it right there in front of my face. And let me go to videos, see if I can find her in here. Okay, whoa, here it is. Maybe. No, it don't look like her channel at all. Yeah, it don't look like the, that's not it. After Dark is the digital channel for the best original and branded content on the internet. That's where I just went. The true story of compliance, everyday horror. All I can do is click it.
Have you ever wondered what makes zombies and
It's about freaking zombies. That just caught my attention. But I don't know. I don't look, if that's who the girl is, it's not the same person. But anyways, I'll figure out a way to maybe share the Google link. That's what I'll do. I'll share the link of it. I don't want to take it away from her though. So let me do this. Copy. Oh shit. I just hit the wrong button. Imagine that. Hit the wrong damn button. All right, and I'm gonna post it in the chat. And so it'll, it won't be uploaded to YouTube or anything, but it will be, that's a long ass link. But so it's in the chat, and it'll, play through that Google. Anyways, so I'll quit babbling because that's what I do. I babble a lot. Trying to think of anything else. Maybe tomorrow morning, we can get going with and so yeah, with the victim impact statements and things like that, we will do. I'm working on something that was suggested by my friend Sue Ellen, and I just have to work on it. And so it's not going to be tomorrow, but maybe I'm going to be working on it. So we will have a day where we can really just focus on that, and where I have a good call-in number and a good connection and boundaries. That way we cannot, just per caller, per caller. That way it'll work efficiently, effectively, and not frustrate everybody else. So, but anyways, that's really, I don't know. I could talk all damn night. I could just share with you all my photos. You'd be like, well, what the hell? This girl got a lot of case stuff, and I do. I got the whole case in my screenshots. I made this picture earlier. Oh, well, no. Where's the video? Let's see. Is that the video thing? No. Where are those at? Each and every, Google, every little thing, app, and everything that you use, Canva, they're all freaking different. Oh, see, that was trouble saving it. I just spin out sometimes, like earlier, I just didn't know where to go with this, like where to focus my energy, my time. I got screenshots. I don't want people to think I'm weird or something. And then it saves them twice, There's Rick's. I've had that for a long time. Picked that up I think off of Leanne, off of Doomsday Facebook group. There's Uncle Charles right here. Lori. This is Nicole. Adam. Where's Tylee? I thought I saw her earlier. Right here, maybe? Or she's right here? No, because that's Charles. Summer. That's Tylee right there in the middle. And that must be Summer's kids. That might be Colby. I don't know. I don't know who this dude is. Here's Barry. I don't see Alex. But and this that's a horrible picture, but that's Lori's grandmother that she loved so much. This is Lori, Tylee, Charles, Barry. Wait. Yeah. And that looks like Zach Cox, maybe. Oh, yeah, these came from Summer's blog. So I think this is Janice's sister and her two brothers, Rex, and I think his name is Jason, maybe. There's Stacy. She's beautiful, right? Stacy and Summer. But Stacy is just so beautiful there. I think so. It's such a pity. Because I really think it has a lot to do with generational abuse, I really think that's what happened, and it's the product of what happened in Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. I think it all happens. There's just this weird thing going on in all these churches, not just more. It's not unique to Mormonism. It's a lot of churches that use scripture and they twist them into their own selfish meaning, and they're taken to extreme, and they're literal. People take them literal. They might convey the message literal, in a literal sense. And so when you're born into a religion like that, no matter what religion, I feel like you don't know you don't know anything outside of that. You think that that's normal, and everybody else is weird, like, oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of people that believe in Buddhism, there's a lot of people that don't believe in God at all. There's a lot of people, and they far outweigh what I believe, so we all have different beliefs, but beliefs is a driver for our actions, in my opinion. There she is with her grandma. Yeah, I like Tylee. She does not look happy. Colby, Zach, and I don't know Summer's kids' names. There's Adam, Barry, Janice. It looks like a haircut I gave myself when I was 10. I've done it, I'm just saying. Barry and Stacy, it looks like. That's some good pictures right there. Yeah, there's Riley. I met Riley when we went to Rexburg in January 2021. We went to, I didn't even know. Mom was like, oh shit, we got to go to Colby's. And I was like, he lives here in Rexburg? What? And it was our last day there. And so Mom was like, yeah, I told him we were going to stop by. And I was like, okay. I just thought it was weird for him to move up there. I was like, oh, why? And what? Who moves here? Just your mom's in jail. I understand. I'm not casting judgment. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what I would do, but there's so many times I've wanted to be there, like now, because I want to be connected. It's like something about being in where it was their last time on earth, their last days, they were numbered. And I just wanted to walk where they walked. I wanted to see things in my own perspective, not from a helicopter. I appreciate it, but you know what I mean? Like, just make peace with it. Chad is the only one. I thought about this the other day, and I don't know if I said it on here. Chad is the only one who has had the privilege of bearing Tylee and JJ, allegedly. I mean, that's carries some weight to it to me. I was like, whoa, hell no. Let us bury the children. Just saying. I saw a video of Lori's cousin. She thinks the Cox parents and Alex murdered Stacy and should see about what really happened to the baby. I'm right there with you. She was there when Alex was, and her, Stacy in a coma. Yeah, Megan. Yeah. Right. I know. I know. Yeah, right there with you. And yeah, how we learned that Janice would chew food and then spit it into her napkin for the, I guess, get the nutrition, the taste, but not the fat. And then Stacy having an alleged, disorder, eating disorder, which didn't help her diabetes or whatever. I'm not a professional. Yeah, I thought so. And it can, yeah. So it's generational, and it's got to stop, but unless we're willing to say, okay, I'm not perfect. My family's not perfect. So this is where critical, constructive criticism is a-okay. I'm all about it. If it's to do something to make me better, go for it, please. Don't tear me down though. I mean, there's enough of that in this shitty world. But did Melanie's okay. And the fact that Melanie's father didn't want her to have anything to do with the Cox family after Stacy died. There you go. He knew. Look at the nightmare Lori Cox led her into. I feel like her ass is grass. I'm just saying. Oh my God. But anyways, we'll get back. We'll reconvene tomorrow morning. My mod's got to get some sleep. I'm up for the night because I slept late today. I'm a night owl. So that, or maybe I should be like living in Australia where you're from, Lee here. I think that's where you're from. Best way to indoctrinate into religion is your first cult leaders, right? Your parents. I was like, whatever they said was church. That was word. That was gospel. Before they can tell between facts and fiction, fear and reward, and don't ever question taught in childhood works. Oh yeah. 144,000% concur. But anyways, thank y'all so much for being here. Love always wins. It does. I swear it does. Or it will. We're going to make it. No, it does. It will. I suggest y'all go and watch, if any of y'all haven't, go watch Justin Lum's interviews with Taylor Larson. Trace on the case. I had seen that Justin Lum like did 3 back to back. I was like, good Lord, son, you trying to corner the market? Yeah, joking. But they've been insightful. Especially the one with Rich Robertson, the PI. Go check them out. I hope that you join me here tomorrow. Tell your friends. Let them know that it may not mean something to other family members, but it means something to me. See you in the morning. Yes, ma'am. It's Doomsday Tomato. Dun, dun, dun. Right? All right. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for this super chat, KJ. I don't know if anybody else did. Thank you so very much. It helps so much. And we'll do this one sleep and then ding dong, the bitch is gone. Anyways. All right. Love you guys. Thank you, mods. You guys rock. Love always wins. Justice for Tylee. Justice for Charles. Justice for JJ. Justice for Tammy. Justice for Joe and Brandon. And for the rest of the godforsaken world. Keep that bitch off the streets. Peace out.